South Korean President Lee Jae-myung also hosted Xi Jinping for the first time in the first meeting on the Saturday as the Chinese head of the state took center stage and also reforged the old ties at an Asia summit from which the United States leader Donald Trump was largely absent. Also, the talks on the sidelines of the APEC gathering came on the final day of the Xi Jinping first trip to the South Korea in more than a decade and a day after his meeting with the Canada's premier reset damaged ties. Also, Donald Trump flew to the South Korea for the summit but also promptly jetted home on the Thursday after sealing a trade war pause with Xi Jinping, the pair also agreeing to dial down a dispute that has roiled the markets and disrupted global supply chains. His departure left the Chinese leader to take center stage at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, that is the APEC summit, where he framed the Beijing as a responsible power against the chaos unleashed by the United States of America on the international order. Also, Lee welcomed Xi Jinping at a grand opening ceremony complete with the soldiers wearing traditional garb. The visit was the Chinese leader's first since 2014 and comes after years of strained ties over everything from the trade to the culture disputes. Also, Lee told Xi Jinping he had long looked forward to the meeting you in the person, also framing his trip as the resetting of the ties. Also, as our two countries move from a vertical structure of economic cooperation to a more horizontal and mutually beneficial one, we must work together to build a relationship that delivers shared prosperity. This is what Lee told Xi Jinping, whose vast economy represents South Korea's largest trading partner. She also, in return, described China and the South Korea as important neighbors that cannot be moved and also the partners that cannot be separated. He also told Lee that the two countries, that is Korea and China, should respect each other's societal differences and development paths and also try to resolve the contradictions and disagreements through friendly consultation. This is according to the Millennium sources. Also, the Lee pitched China as a partner in the Seoul's effort to rekindle frayed ties with the North Korea, with which it also remains technically at war. Stressing the need for stability in the region, Lee noted recent high-level exchanges between China and North Korea, an apparent reference to the leader Kim Jong-un's recent attendance at the major military parade in Beijing. Those meetings, Lee said, are helping to create conditions for the renewed engagement with the Pyongyang. Also, I hope that the South Korea and the China will strengthen the strategic communication and work together to resume the dialogue with the North. This is what Lee told Xi Jinping. Ahead of their meeting, Pyongyang had dismissed Seoul's hope for the denuclearization as a pipe dream which can never be realized even if it talks about it 1,000 times. The South Korea's National Security Advisor Ri Sung-lak also said that Xi Jinping reaffirmed to the Lee that China would continue efforts to help resolve issues and promote peace and stability on the Korean peninsula. During Xi Jinping's visit, Seoul said that South Korea and China had renewed their 70 trillion won, that is somewhat around $49 billion currency swap agreement for another 5 years, and also hoped that the deal would help stabilize the financial and foreign exchange markets of both countries. The two countries also signed several MOUs, including on a joint response to voice phishing and online scam, the Seoul said.